Hey everybody, today we're going to be going over a trade recap on how I use my three-step distribution model to take this 2-to-1 win. And for full transparency, I did take a loss today also. We're going to be covering that. I don't really have anything to hide from you guys. I think it's actually a good opportunity to show I'm applying the same exact model and the same exact steps to my winners and losers. So that is how I'm getting this consistency over a long period of time. Right, you see in the thumbnail, 72% win rate. Those are some of the win rates I achieved through backtesting when I was first learning this model. The stats have changed recently. It's been a lower win rate, but higher risk to reward. So we're still achieving the same results. A little bit of clickbait, but that's a real backtesting result I received. Anyways, enough talking. Let's hop right into it, and let's clear up this chart here. We'll start with the win first, because who doesn't wanna start with the win, right? So what am I looking for on my chart every single day? What's the first thing I'm doing? Okay, well, the first thing I'm looking for is a high time frame key level and an SMT. You guys should know this by now if you're familiar with the three-step distribution model and if you're familiar with how I trade. And I'm identifying these key levels as high time frame highs or lows, so areas where liquidity is potentially resting, and high time frame fair value gaps we tap into, paired with an SMT. The SMT is a very important part. We're not just trading off of strictly SMTs. It has to be key level plus SMT. And you can see we found the SMT because the euro did not sweep out that high where our key level was. So bang, we've simply identified this key level in SMT, which is our manipulation, and we know following our manipulation we are expecting distribution, so we are anticipating bearish high time frame candles. So we're looking for open high low closes to distribute lower towards our sell side liquidity. All right, in this case it's this low is where I ended up taking profit on my trade, and we have the London session low. You guys know I always target session lows. I talked about that in my time mechanics video, so you should go check that out as well. But that is how I found my bias, is that I wanted a bearish bias from that manipulation. So what am I looking for internally? Well, we can skip an hour because I didn't find an open high low close manipulation. You see we barely had a top wick here, so I didn't actually take a trade on that candle, but this is the candle where I did take my execution. Okay, again, I'm still anticipating an open high low close because we haven't hit any of our sell side targets yet, and we have no signals of a reversal anywhere. So this is where we can look for our open high low close. The PD array I used for this was the 15-minute fair value gap. So we had our hourly open, manipulate into the gap, 1 minute change in state of delivery, and then we kind of had a little bit of drawdown, and then we sold off to our sell side liquidity. So I will chart that out for you guys here. And also, I took this on a TikTok live stream. So you guys probably heard me say, "Oh, I'm not going to execute this." If you hear me say that, and like I'm still going to execute on my brokerage and for my funded account, I'm not going to disclose it for the TikTok streams because I have a ton of signal bots. That's not what I'm in the TikTok stream to do. I don't want to live stream on TikTok. And then for my live trading, I don't say that because it's live trading with the mentorship. So just to clarify that. Anyways, what do we see? Well, just exactly what I mentioned before. Oh, am I lagging? No. Okay. We saw price have an hourly open, manipulate higher, and distribute. And this hourly is placed wrong. Sorry about that. So the hourly open, manipulated higher into that 15-minute fair value gap. We use our time frame alignment. We take our change in state of delivery off of this manipulation leg. So you see this is the two candles, the two up close candles that manipulated into our 15-minute fair value gap. We got a shift in structure beneath that. You can take your short position down here, stop at the top. And initially I was targeting, London lows, but I mean, oh wait, sorry, this is my entry. I was targeting London lows. Are we really going to hit a 6.8 at like lunchtime? No. Okay. So I ended up just targeting the low hanging fruit, which was just this internal previous hour low. And it was also inside of a fair value gap. So if we go to the high time frame here, let's see, it was inside of this gap. So, probably a good level to take profit and at a 2-to-1 who's complaining about that, right? Um, what actually happened was I didn't take profit immediately. I ended up like trailing my stop a little bit, and then I got stopped at a 2-to-1 when price came up and we hit the sell side. So on this up close candle, I was close out of my position for a 2-to-1. So that was my winning trade on the GU, GBP and again, this is charted out on the Forex. I'm trading the British pound future on my brokerage because I trade on a futures platform. I trade with my funded futures at the moment. Okay, so that was the trade for GU. And then the losing trade, let's hop into that. I actually think this was a good trade, right? And again, full transparency, not here to hide anything from you guys. This is what we're looking for. Let's bring this back actually. And this was a beginner mistake. Why am I longing in this massive downtrend? You know, it was a little bit of a mechanical setup. I still think the criteria was great, and it actually was. Oh, sorry, I'm lagging, but it was actually a good trade because I think I probably wasn't gonna hold all the way to this session high or these session highs. But I think even if we were short biased, I think this was a great trade up to this fair value gap for a rebalance. So I have no issues with this trade at all. Everything was beautiful. Still following this three-step distribution model. And I just want to show you guys, again, the consistency and that my wins and losses look the same. Okay. And that's the reason I've had the success I've had for so long. The key level we have here was the sweep of these previous hour lows. We have an SMT at the lows, right? You can, oh, sorry, that's you. But you can see we didn't sweep out the previous hour low. So that is where the key level SMT is stemming from. Again, this key level SMT is telling us we are manipulating lower, most likely to distribute higher, or we're anticipating it, right? So that means I'm looking for an open low high close. So what was the manipulation for this open low high close in this case? It was actually right at the hourly open. You can see that ES manipulates lower and takes out these lows, or we put in equal lows, which on futures is it is considered a sweep. Actually, were those equal lows? Am I tripping? Okay, well, I just realized they weren't actually equal lows. So maybe, oh wait, no, I mean we still have SMT here anyways. Oops. Okay, I was gonna say where was that SMT? I knew we had SMT. Anyways, so this was where the open low manipulation occurred. Was when the new 7 a.m. candle opened, we manipulated lower, putting in an SMT. So I didn't use a fair value gap on the open low high close like I did on the British pound. So that is the one difference. But I was still applying time and price, looking to catch a discounted move and to align the same bullish biases here. So that was what I saw. And then we distributed above our manipulation leg. Again, the price where we manipulated lower to create this SMT, sweeping out, or we didn't even sweep out liquidity, but just the leg where we manipulated lower, we had that change in state. So I took my entry here, stop at the low, and I was targeting, realistically, I was probably just going to either break even or target this high, but I did like these resting session highs above. Okay, so that was the trade. And as you can see, we do just get stopped out here. So took a stop here, didn't go break even. I took another break even trade on gold, but that was miserable, and I'm not going to show that. We literally just chopped. So I'm not going to recap that, but same thing. You guys are going to see wins, losses, everything is consistent. Step 1, key level SMT. Every time. Sometimes it will vary depending on if it's a high or low or if it's a fair value gap, but it's always going to be a key level SMT. Second step, open, low, high, close, or vice versa depending on your bias. Same thing every time. That's always going to be my second step. What will vary with that is the manipulation. In this case, we had an SMT at the lows, and in the previous instance, we rebalanced to a fair value gap. That doesn't necessarily change the probability of the execution. It's just the different manipulations you can have internally to use the open, low, high, close, right? So those were the two trades for the day. I ended up like 400 something in profit. I over leveraged a little bit on GU because I was kind of in a rush on that trade because I was on the TikTok stream and I didn't think I was going to execute any trades. So I kind of over leveraged. Luckily it worked out, or else I would have been down a decent amount on the day because I lost about $300-ish on this trade. So those were the two trade recaps for the day. One win, one loss on the day, and that's just a quick run through. Again, consistency, guys. That's what I want you to take away from this trade recap. Win and loss, both were traded with the same model. Remain consistent. I hope that's what you take away from this video. So that's going to do it for me, and I hope you guys check out my other content. I go in depth on how I explain time and price, how I use open, high, low, close, all that good stuff. So feel free to check those out. Drop a sub. There'll be lots of more content, lots of good content on the way, and I'll see you guys next time.